Hi, so today we'll be looking at the naming of organic compounds, and we basically just have three learning outcomes that we have to do today. So the first one is identifying the longest carbon chain and using it to find a stem. You need to recognize the side chain and how to incorporate them in naming hydrocarbons, and then we'll just practice naming alkanes. But before we start that, there's just a couple of definitions we need to need to understand, which will really help us in how we name organic compounds. So the first one is we're just gonna focus on hydrocarbons, and hydrocarbon means it's a compound that only has carbons and hydrogen atoms. And there's a very common questions that you tend to see in exam questions, and then the key word in that is only. And then we just need to know when you're naming it, there's a specific rule. It's called the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, and those are the rules so all over the world, we're working with different compounds, and there's different like names. You might have it in different names of languages, but this is like the set rules. So no matter where you are, it's always the same. So people from different countries and different places can work on the same element or work on the same compound and talk about the same thing. But you'll never be asked to name what the rule is. You just got to know the certain rules and how to use them. And then we need to look at what a stem is. So the stem is the prefix of the chemical that tells us the length of the longest unbroken chain of carbon atoms of the compound. And that stem usually has a prefix. So if you can see here, we have, if it's a 1, it's called meth. If it's 2, eth, 3, prop, 4, bute, and then after that it's just like shape. So 5 is pent, 6 is hex, 7 is hept, 8 is oct, 9 is non, and 10 is dec, and then it carries on from that. So most people are comfortable with after 5 because it's kind of like shapes. But a good acronym for the meth, eth, prop, and bute is monkey eats peanut butter. And I found that really helps students able to remember which one it is, and it's just a simple acronym. Some people are okay with just learning it, but I find if you get a bit stuck, just think monkeys eat peanut butter, and it really helps how to think about it. And then the side chain. So carbon side chains are branches of the longest chains, and is represented, and it's the prefix before the word. So this also has the same prefix as I just mentioned, and these alkyl groups have a stem. So it's called methyl, or we can have propyl, or ethyl, or decyl. So you just pull the "-yl" side just to tell us that it's a side chain. Now there are a couple of rules on how to do it, and I know the rules can seem quite wordy, so we'll go through a worked example to show you how to use it. So the first rule is the functional group and the side chains are given numbers corresponding to which carbon they're attached to. Today we'll just be looking at alkanes, but when you start looking at alcohols, ketones, aldehydes, and you have different functional groups on different carbons, then it makes a bit more sense when you can see it. But today we're just going to be working on alkanes, so there won't be any functional groups. And then we know commas separate numbers, hyphens separate numbers and words. And if you have more than one particular side chain or functional group, then you've got to put a prefix. So if you've got 2, it's di. If it's 3, tri, 4, tetra, and so on. So you'd have like dimethyl or tributyl. So you just put it in front, just to tell us that we have more than one butyl, or more than one ethyl, or whatever the side group is. And the numbers are in ascending order from the end of the chain with the nearest functional group. So we'll go through that, and I'll show you what that means. And then if you've got multiple prefixes, we always represent them in alphabetical order. So if you've got an ethyl, and a methyl in it, so you'd write your ethyl first, then your methyl, because E comes before M. So again, we'll go through this worked example just to show you what I mean. So with this one, we have this, and it can look quite confusing. So when we're naming it, our carbons are always the things that we're focusing on. So the carbons are the most important thing. So I would start as finding the longest chain. So there's different ways you might want to find the longest chain, but I would say if I was to find the longest chain, I would call this here. This would be my longest chain here. because and then you'd have to, so there we go. That's one of the things. We need to find the longest chain. Then we need to number the longest chain with the functional group, so it's the smallest number. So we can either start from this end or we can start from this end. So with me personally, because I can see we have one functional group here and another functional group here, and we have just one functional group here, I would, or one stem, I mean, one side chain, I would then put it, I would start counting from this side. So I'd call this carbon 1, this would be our carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5, carbon 6, and then carbon 7. So that's how I would do it. And now, since we're 7, I would say hept. So I'd write my hept, because I know it's 7 is my longest. 7 is my longest chain, hept, and then because we're just working with alkanes today, just put heptane. So yeah, now we've got to identify our side chains. Now with our side chains, you got to pair your side chains together. So if we look at this, this here is a side chain of just one carbon. Oh no, I've added another hydrogen. This is a side chain with just one carbon. And you've got another side chain like that with just one carbon. And then we've also got in this corner a side chain with two carbons here. So we've got a side chain with two carbons. So I would put this, so we have a methyl, and then we have your ethyl, because this has got 2, 1, 2. Again, with the monkeys eat peanut butter. So you've got a 1, which is methyl, and then we've got 1, 2, which are ethyl. So we've got two methyls. So with our two methyls, remember when I said you need to ensure if you need a prefix, since we've got two methyls, it's called a dimethyl. We've got our dimethyl, and then since we've got two methyls, we want to find the position of it. So we know our position here is 3 and 6. So remember, numbers and words are separated by a hyphen, and then numbers and numbers are separated by commas. So we have our 3, because this is where that carbon is, and then we've got our 6. So I've got 3, 6. So that keeps that. Now we need to sort out this ethyl. So with our ethyl, again, we just have one ethyl, so we can just say eth. We've got just one ethyl, and our position of ethyl again is on this carbon 3. So I can just say 3, since I've just got one ethyl. Now we need to put it all together. So then the last rule, remember we said about alphabetical order here. So our E and our M, so ethyl comes before methyl. So for that, I would write my 3 ethyl. So I have my 3 ethyl. Now I need to write my methyl. So I'll just change the color so you can see where the methyl is. And now we've got a number, words and numbers. So I got to separate it again. So if I separate it here, and then I write my 3, 6, and then comma 3, comma 6. And then I'll dash to separate it again, and then I'll do file. Just got it to fit. So here you can see it's 3 ethyl, 3, 6 dimethyl heptane, and that is how you name hydrocarbons. Thank you for listening.